Jake, how are you feeling about your growth with Dak and just how you guys have been clicking the last few games?
I think we're making the right strides for sure. I think, especially where I want to go, I think definitely taking the right steps, but there's definitely a lot more work to be done, a lot more things to happen. I think the two balls that I dropped were definitely catchable, and that's something that I focus on. And after the game, talk to Dak about, like, hey, he's like, hey, I don't know about that beeline. I go, no, I love it. Keep throwing those. Like, I love that ball. I just got to come down with it and essentially just not shy away from the hit. But I think taking the right strides for sure, and definitely a lot more work to be done.
Can you sense his confidence growing in this offense with the uptick in production in the last few games?
Yeah, for sure, and you can feel it in the huddle when he gets in that mode and he gets in that huddle, and he makes the play call and he gives a little bit more extra flavor at the end of that. I mean, it's contagious, and it's like, all right, all 11 of us are going to go, kick some A. So it's like I said, it's contagious.
Jake, you referenced conversations you had with Dak, but just kind of giving your feedback and stuff. How important is that for just pass catching, pass?
Yeah, it's crucial. It's crucial. Whether it's texting after practice, in the meeting room, whatever it may be, if you're correcting it, then you're on the right track. It's when those problems start happening over and over again where you kind of sort of get into that bad category. So one mistake happens, we try to attack it head on, talk to each other, talk it out, and then so when the next time does come, it's not even a question.
Was that a prevalent thing you did last year too, or is that kind of a maybe more vocalized thing in year two?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably a little bit more vocal this year. Last year just trying to kind of get my feet under me at the beginning of the season, and then towards the end just kind of put my head down and work. And then this year it's like, okay, I can really make an impact. I can really do some big things on offense, and I just got to be there every single time. So when Dak does say, hey, I'm throwing it to Ferg, and he knows he has ultimate confidence that I'm coming down with it.
Jake, you guys have won 11 straight at home, and when you look at a streak like that, obviously there's different factors for your playing and year to year, roster turnover. Mm-hmm. Do you guys take pride in that?
100%. Yeah, I mean that's our home. People are trying to come into our stadium and get a win, and it's not just winning and losing. It's our fans are there. It's our fans packing the house. Not only are we trying to win for ourselves, but I mean we're also winning for Dallas.
And you haven't just won. You've won all 3 home games so far by 20 plus points. Why do you think the success has come so easy at home so far?
I think I don't want to say there's a little bit more confidence at home. That sounds off, but when you have that many people kind of cheering you and going against the other team, it's that much harder to hear when they're on offense, stuff like that. That's energy, and that energy drives us, and drives us to play a little bit better. Maybe it definitely is a little bit nice playing at home, though. I will say that.
Jake, from your position, what do you think is some of the keys maybe to get the run game going?
I think just stay at it. I think focus really early in the week on what we're doing. The after, not just when you're in pads out there, like after when maybe we have a little bit of extra walkthrough, going through those run fits, seeing different looks and stuff like that. So when we do get up in games and we see something maybe we're not so comfortable with, we're like, okay, we know our rules, we're trusting them, and let's just get after it.
With that, are there different things at this point in the week that you guys are tinkering with to try and maybe help a certain part of the line or things like that? What's that process look like?
Yeah, and there's always little tweaks here and there, especially after when you come off a game where maybe something isn't clicking right. The little tweaks are, help one guy here, help 2 guys, help the whole line, help the tight ends or something like that. You definitely see a little bit those with the carryover each week. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be some new stuff.
It's carried over each week. I think you've had career highs in receiving yards the last 2 weeks. Do you feel like or notice when Dak's going through the progression that you're being looked at maybe earlier in the routes or anything like that because of the relationship you've built?
Yeah, I also think that kind of goes off Dak and I's relationship and what we're trying to build and keep striving for, but also goes back to our scheme and what Shoddy and Coach McCarthy are kind of putting into our heads that, hey, this is the time clock in your head when you're running these routes, or when you have this play, you're maybe the 2 or the 3 reads, so you got to get your depth and you got to make sure you get it and know you're open at the 5.5 second mark, the 6.5 second mark, knowing in your head, hey, this is when I have to be open on these certain plays, and that's kind of attributed back to our scheme and the knowledge and all the information they're giving us to be successful in the pass game.
We talk throughout the season about certain teams that maybe are seen as a big underdog, and we always say, okay, every team in the NFL is dangerous on any given week. Mm-hmm. But for you guys, what goes into building that consistency of, hey, we're going to take care of business in these games where it's not against a top-tier contender?
Yeah, I think it ultimately starts and ends with us, with ourselves. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We can't have plays where, maybe we're not so certain on things. We need to prepare the week of and, the days coming up before the game. So when we do get out there and it's game day and it's, hey, this scenario might pop up. Oh, it's okay. We're ready for it. We did this 3 times, in practice. So it's just having confidence in your preparation and then just ultimately going out and executing.
Are there things from the Arizona loss that maybe you guys can take forward into a week like this?
I just know personally I think I was a little soft against Arizona. So I've kind of carried that the last couple of weeks. Just try not to let anybody, kind of big brother us or anything like that. We're no, you know what I mean? So just, I take as many little things as I can, as many wrong things as I can, and just try to make them better each week.
Did you increase the work with Dak after the Arizona game to say, hey, let's get more on the same page here?
Yeah, I think it started to be a little bit more of, I'd say more urgency. If we mess something up in practice or even a walkthrough, just going back and being like, okay, hey, what were we thinking on that? What were you thinking? What was I thinking? Let's get on some mutual ground here and figure out when we do see that again, maybe when it is full speed in practice or, wherever it may be, let's get it cleaned up so when it does come to game time, there's no question.
Is it something where, like, even it could be hours after practice, but you're like, oh, I just thought of this one thing with Dak, let me text him?
Yeah, it could even, I send him funny videos every once in a while. We've got this guy that we like watching, and I'll send him a funny video, and he'll laugh, and then I'll be like, oh, yeah, on so-and-so, I might be open on this or whatever like that, It's just the little things, and I think that's, building to where we want to get to.
The videos, that's more of I'm open, but I don't want to tell you I'm open.
I like to warm them up a little bit, get them laughing, and then I come in with my, yeah.
Have you did that before, like in college or whatever, quarterbacks there, or just...
I'd like to think I've always had a close relationship with not only my quarterbacks, but the rest of the team. I like to pride myself on just trying to be the best locker room guy I can be. And, I'm not overly serious all the time. I like to, I'm sure you guys know that a little bit. I like to have fun. So, but at the same time, I know when it's time to, lock down and buckle down. And I think that having that, fine line is important.
On that note, what does it look like when a guy like Martavis Bryant comes in, you and Dak Prescott and the rest of the offense getting someone like that up to speed?
Yeah, it's always nice getting a new guy, and then especially a guy at that level who's produced previously. Gets you a little bit more fired up, gets that fire, a little more feel to the fire, and just excited to get on the field this week.
Do you know much about his story and how he kind of got up to this point? You have thoughts on how hard he's worked to get back up here?
Yeah, I know it's been a journey. I know it's been hard working up. I know he's produced in the past, and that's exciting. And just seeing kind of that work ethic get to him here and get in this locker room is exciting, and just excited to get to work with him.
After the Arizona game, did you send Dak a video, or did you say, when I get here, we need to talk because I want to get better? Or was it just something gradual that happened after that game?
I think after the game, I just texted him like, "I'm with you, big dog. Like, let's get after it. We're fine. Like, we know everyone in this locker room knows it's going to be a fight. We know we're going to have to fight in every way possible." And I think that just emphasized the fact that how much harder we're going to have to fight every single week, every single day, with whatever we're doing, whether we're in this facility or not. We're going to have to be doing something to, get us on the right track to where we can win those games and continue to win.